technical achievement. Maybe that'll work. No, this is good. Reminds me of Reagan's approach to peace. It just keeps getting lower and lower. Through the years, Bill has enjoyed... Rewind. Through the years, Bill has experienced on and off again in relationship, not only with his public, but with the press. I'd like you to welcome this evening's token media person to the stage. Someone who has had the opportunity for some time to observe Bill and his organization in action. Would you welcome, please, Bill Mandel from the San Francisco Examiner.
Thank you. Isn't it great to come to a Bill Graham show where nobody frisks you when you come in? The Mill Valley Film Festival staff asked me to mention a thing in your program that they left out. There's a door prize tonight. Some couple here, look under your seat, there's a Bruce Springsteen ticket. Okay, save that for Herbie Herbert, he's after me. I think this evening is really about love for a man and for rock and roll, the cultural environment we've enjoyed for so long. So I just have kind of three stories about Bill Graham's love for music and his love for his people and how he protects them. The first story takes place in June of 1972. I was just a 24-year-old rock critic for the Philadelphia Bulletin, and Bill was on a road trip to promote his movie, The Last Days of the Fillmore. And he had an appointment with me at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was incredibly scared, obviously, meeting somebody like this. And his people said he had 20 minutes to spend. Well, he was there for 6 hours. After the first 4 hours, he sent his limo driver out for Chinese food. And we just sat there the rest of the night and listened to him talk. Which is a pleasure. In March of 1974, during Bob Dylan's first comeback tour, this is an example of how Bill protects his people. They came to Philadelphia, to the Philadelphia Spectrum, and because there had been a week of snow, this show had not sold out. So the local promoter, his name is Larry Magid, for those of you from Philadelphia, you know that name. The Philadelphia promoter took the easy way out and told Bill it was the critics that made sure the show hadn't sold out in advance. So with Larry Magid and two of Larry Magid's assistants, Bill chased me down a hallway, down a flight of stairs. I had to lock myself into a men's room, where Bill pounded on the door for 10 minutes and finally let me out. Now this story really had, this little anecdote has no punchline, but it's a magic moment that I shared with him, and I feel very lucky to have done so. In September 1982, the night before the first US Festival, it was 100 degrees, it was a black night down in San Bernardino. Everybody was already suffering from dust inhalation. And Bill was alone on the stage the night before the event with a glass of champagne in his hand. And this was the biggest stage that had ever been built, and the biggest sound system that had ever been constructed was pouring out rock hits, and the biggest light system that had ever been made and the biggest laser system were just poking these beautiful green and white spears into the sky. And Bill stood there and just talked about how exciting it was going to be for 400,000 people to come in and see this show. And it occurred to me then that nobody else could really make sure that 400,000 people could come to see one of the best lineups in history in incredible heat, with safety and things to eat, and everybody had a good time, and everybody except the Kinks went on exactly on time. And so that night I was very thankful that my job had brought me into contact with someone like Bill Graham. I just want to say that I'm still proud to know him.